Are you with us, John? Are you there as well? The
Yes,
man,
mate.
the myth, the man, the myth, and the legend that is
Well,
Jonathan.
he is
Finally
Back.
here. I am here. Yes.
Good. We're all here. So there's John, there's Leon, and there's me. You still there, Leon?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So there you go, for the first time making some history.
A full house.
Got a full house. Yeah.
That's the one.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. So, how's everyone been? Everyone's doing good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just looking at all the. Go on,
Bit of a
matey.
long day, but never mind. It's all fun and games.
So
That's it.
anyway, I think we was going to have a quick chat with you, Leon, because I think you wanted to speak about the commentary team and that sort of situation.
Yeah, I did. Just obviously, we've got the current team of Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Alex Marvez. They've come under scrutiny a little bit, haven't they? There's obviously looking on social media, a lot of people are saying it's hit and miss. But I think the main commentator people are criticising is Alex Marvez, because he's not an actual wrestling commentator. He's more for sports, NFL and things like that, etc. And I must admit, he does. If you listen to him, he doesn't seem to fit that sort of mold. And he can't. A lot of people on social media are kind of criticizing him. So I just really wanted to talk about it with you guys, how you feel about the commentary team, because I personally feel that obviously they've only just started. But
I think you've got Jim Ross, and you can't go wrong with him. He's gonna take a while to get used to the new names and the new moves that he's calling. He's not perfect. And he does need someone along with him who's got a bit of experience as well.
Yeah, I agree. He needs, because the thing is, what he's doing at the minute is, you've got to remember he's in his 70s or nearly 70, and he's got to carry two rookies. Now the problem is it should be the other way around. You've got Jim Ross. He needs some. I'm not saying he needs someone to carry him, but when he has instances where he forgets the moves or whatever, or he forgets the lines, he's got two people.
Yeah,
like I said in my lashings, if he makes a mistake, he's got someone. Say, let's go back to when he was in WWE. He makes a mistake. Jerry the King Lawler picks him straight up and focuses the audience on something else. But the problem that I noticed at some of the pay-per-views is when he's forgot where he was in the script. They both
that was embarrassing, wasn't it? That was quite hard.
Excalibur and Alex Marvez have gone deadly silent, and it
left him hanging.
Yeah, left him hanging, and that's the problem. And I think that shows you. I'm still on the fence about Excalibur. I know he's quite popular on the independent scene. And again, it's one of those, like you said, Davey. They've got to get used to the names and the moves and things like that. But go on.
I'm going to say, for me, it's a bit like, if we use football as an example, when you join Liverpool as a young player, you can do it, but you've got Steven Gerrard there, so you give him the ball because you're too scared to take the shot yourself or take the pass. And I think with the young commentators they've got a legend with them, and they don't want to step on his toes. They don't want to overpower his voice, so they're maybe a bit unsure or nervous to do it themselves, to just jump in and show their actual natural talent, because they maybe feel that Jim Ross deserves respect. Where do you
reckon that is then? You reckon it's nerves?
Yeah, I think nerves.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah,
With Excalibur, it's definitely nerves, because you can see that he's petrified, because he
doesn't want to make a mistake. Basically.
Exactly. And looking at the information on Excalibur, he's only done, if you look at the TNA type of recording where they don't record live. So basically, the commentators are just in a studio and they can keep going over and over it. So he's not used. Like I said, you can't practice doing live material, can you? You've got you're there. You've got to do it. And obviously, in Excalibur's case, you can probably see that he'll get used to it as time goes on. They're not doing weekly shows, so he's not got a chance to build up his confidence. They're doing monthly shows where, do you know what I mean? With Excalibur, I can see him improving, but Alex Marvez, I'm still on the fence. It's like sticking.
It's a bit bland with him, isn't it? It's just like there's no excitement in his voice. There's no enthusiasm or emphasis on certain moments in matches. It's just the same level all the time.
Yeah, I totally agree with 100%.
I didn't like Golden Boy. I mean, he sounded good, and he knew. I liked that he knew what he was talking about. But for me, he sounded very similar.
This was for the buy-in of Fight for the Fallen, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he sounded He sounded a little bit like Michael Cole, like the way he talks. His vocals sound very similar to Michael Cole. And for a bit, I thought it was Michael Cole. Thinking, is that Michael Cole? And I know it wasn't, but it sounded. I know not the way he like maybe calls the action, but his voice sounded similar to it.
Oh, that
For
would
me,
be hilarious if it was Michael Cole, wouldn't it?
See, for me, I'm the opposite. I thought when Golden Boy came along, he was like he kind of brought him, he kind of like got Jim Ross going, and I enjoyed it much more when it was Jim Ross and Golden Boy rather than when it was Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Alex Marvez. He just seemed to kind of like kickstart Jim Ross, and we got the old WWE version of Jim Ross because Golden Boy, he just flowed. If you listen to Excalibur and Alex Marvez, they just talk really slow, and it's kind of like
they're a bit hesitant, aren't they?
Yeah, I like Golden Boy. I even like that guy, the guy, because it wasn't Fight for the Fallen, was it? It was Fighter Fest they were at, if you remember. And Golden Boy was on for the whole show, but it was a London guy, weren't they? Someone from London or from England.
I liked him actually. I thought he was.
I did.
I was Fighter Fest. Yeah, my bad. I apologise.
Yeah, I thought brilliant. They've got someone for the UK audience, and I was hoping that he'd stay on for the duration because he was quite cocky, weren't he? He was the bad guy of the commentators, and I like. It
was a bit tongue in cheek, wasn't it? Yeah.
What I have noticed though with the commentary team in AEW is it'll be like it's like they've almost given each other cues where like Jim Ross will say something, and then it'll be Golden Boy or Marvez, and then it will be Excalibur, and then
it's like Jim Ross is in the middle, and almost nudging each other, like you go.
It's the awkward silences, isn't it? You can pick it up. The awkward silences when they're waiting for the other guy to say something and he doesn't say something. Then Jim Ross has to kind of struggle back to try to make something up on the fly type of thing.
And Jim Ross was really good for that. The moment you're like, oh my god, help!
John Moxley type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but like because he hasn't got people like Jerry the King with him, like screaming as well. Exactly. It's sort of like he doesn't feel like he can do that quite as much to the extreme he used to. It's a bit like he's dialed. It's like a dialed down version of Jim Ross.
But I mean, I personally feel they have definitely made a mistake with the commentary, and I said it in the lashings. The thing is, you've got to look at it this way: the commentary team are the guys selling you the product. They're the guys keeping you vested on the TV screen, saying, "Right, I've got to believe what they're doing in the ring is kick ass. I've got to get 110% behind this." And then it's like watching a film and listening to what the guys are saying, in the action. You've really got to believe what's going on. And I just don't feel like that when, don't get me wrong.
They're not quite selling it.
No, they're not. They're not, mate. No, totally agree. They're not selling it. And the problem being is when this goes to TV shows and you've got your casual fan, you need, obviously you've got the hardcore fans like us, but you need to sell it to these people. Like, wow, I've not been in wrestling for years, and I want to get back into it.
Yeah,
wow, that guy is luring me in. He's selling it to me. Wow, who's that? Who's that? MJF?
Yeah, it's like wow. Who? What's AEW? I'm gonna watch this, and then when like the commentary is a bit lackluster, it kind of takes it away from the matches as well.
Well, you don't watch wrestling with TV on mute because you need that, because otherwise it's not intense, exactly. Is it? You need someone to. Exactly. They're literally narrating the book for you. They're telling you what's going on the screen. You could see it yourself, but they're narrating it in a way that makes you buy into the product.
If it wasn't for the ring announcer as well and the commentary team, and obviously if it pops up with the name on the TV, you wouldn't know who the hell these guys are. If you're new to wrestling or you're new to AEW, you wouldn't know who they are. Do you know what I mean? And you need a backstory as well of their finisher or their story of like where they come from, where they trained and stuff.
As well, where it's a little bit more low budget than WWE, where Jim Ross was suddenly pretty got used to reading stuff off his the monitors in front of him, and it'd come up with him and it'd be scrolling up the screen for him, so he knew where he was.
Also, he'd have Vince shouting in his ear most of the time.
Yeah, Vince would be relaying what he wanted them to say a little bit as well.
I think what Cody's trying to do with them, he's giving everyone like the freedom, and he's saying, "Look, go out there. I won't give you any cues. I won't tell you what to say." But in the commentaries team, it's kind of fallen on its ass because they're kind of like struggling because obviously, like you say, you've got Excalibur, who's a complete rookie to being live, and you've got Alex Marvez, who literally before he did this was doing NFL and different things. So you kind of need a bit of guidance, saying, all right, guys, just remember, if you in 5 minutes, if you can just start talking about such and such a thing, not doing the Vince McMahon type thing, but just a bit of guidance for them.
Just touching on that.
Sorry. One second, Leon. We mentioned the lashings quite a few times just then. Have you got any lashings we're going to be having tonight?
I have, yeah. You want me to bring them up now, or?
Yeah, we'll
go for it, mate.
I think a lashing is just about time for.